I'm Scott L. Miller. It is the 29th of March, 2022. It's Tuesday, and I'm here in Leon, Nicaragua, and Valentina tells me I need to keep these updates a lot shorter and sweeter, and I'm going to start breaking them up also so that I'm not doing things like answering the Nicaragua questions on my daily updates, but rather as a separate video, because that just makes way more sense, and putting the two together, we're gonna fix that. Okay, so today, this is actually awful. I recorded today completely, got it all done along with a bunch of other stuff, and then found out that the GoPro Media Mod glitched out, didn't recognize the mic, and had no audio whatsoever. It didn't revert to the interior mics, which would have been acceptable. It just cut off the mic, so there was no audio whatsoever on the recording. So I'm doing today for the second time, which is very frustrating, but at least I figured it out before it was too late. Unfortunately, I missed over an hour of irreplaceable recording that you're gonna find out about in a few days. I'm really sad about that. It really sucks, and you're gonna be really bummed. But today, my big thing for today is that as a GoPro online member for a couple years now, and that's been on my channel, I've talked about that, and I love the service. I'll talk about that in another video. But because of that, I got early access to the new GoPro Volta handheld shorty stick, which normally I wouldn't be like into like little stuff like that. I might buy it, but I wouldn't be really excited about it. But the Volta Stick actually is really exciting, so I ordered it immediately. First off, instead of $130, I got it for $91, so that's a huge savings, although you just have to look at the raw numbers. Is it $91 good for me? The answer is yes. Even Dominica's like, oh, you got to get this. So I ordered it within like an hour of them announcing the product, and it was a secret announcement. The real announcement won't be until Thursday. So by the time you see this, obviously it's already out. People have it. They've reviewed it on YouTube, but I ordered it the instant it became available. And I'm gonna move away from the road because it's pretty loud, so we're gonna get a little bit bright here. And so I ordered it immediately, and what it is it's a shorty stick similar to what I normally carry around, but it's got a few features built into it. Obviously for $91, it's got to be a little bit different. The big thing is that it's got a built-in battery, and that is huge. I carry one GoPro battery inside the camera, and if I'm doing anything, if I'm just doing the updates, I don't bother with anything else, but normally when I'm walking around or something, I've got one in my pocket. It's a huge pain to switch them out. It causes some problems or some features you don't get when switching batteries that you only get when you're plugged in. The stick has the equivalent of about 3.5 batteries built into the stick, and the stick plugs into the camera. So to the camera, it believes that it is plugged into the wall. So anything that requires wall charging, like uploads, will simply work because it believes that's how it's working, and it'll charge the interior battery. But it gives me 3.5 times additional battery life for when I'm out walking around. So that's huge, and that's what we're buying it for. It's basically a really nice battery pack meant to be used with the GoPro in such a way that it's super convenient. It's also a shorty stick, so I don't have to have my floaty stick that I normally carry, so it replaces that. It also has a built-in small tripod. GoPro has another shorty stick like this that I've wanted, so it's like a $30 or $40 stick, and I've held off buying it because it's like $40. I kind of already have that functionality, but this it's a slam dunk. So I'm getting the little tripod with the shorty stick with the battery all built in, and then the piece de resistance on this device is that it has a built-in remote, which sounds really like the camera's right here. Do I really need a remote? Yes, it allows me to operate the camera with my thumb and finger without having to do this like, oh, hold on guys, I'm just gonna, you can see me trying to operate the camera quite often when doing these videos. That will go away as long as I'm using the stick. And it's a remote, not just that you can use it as a stick. I can take it off, mount the camera on a real tripod somewhere, stick it to something, do all those GoPro-y things, and I can use the stick as an actual remote, so I can just go someplace out of reach. And that's actually a big deal for me. If you see me filming at the beach, quite often I'm doing that out of arm's reach, and it's really difficult to do. I use my phone, there's workarounds. This is gonna make it so much better. So I'm really excited about it. And actually by the time I ended up re-recording this video, it's already been received in Houston, so it's waiting for me. And that leads me to the next bit of news, is that we have booked our next trip back to the United States. We are leaving, so we're doing a visa renewal, so we were required to leave the country for a day. We could just go to Costa Rica, and that is what we are doing on May 4th. We are heading into Costa Rica. We are heading to the northern city with the big airport at Liberia, and we're just gonna go there for one day, do all of our stuff we need to do in Costa Rica, the simple stuff like getting COVID tests or whatever. We're doing that, and we're hitting Taco Bell, because that's what Liesel's been looking forward to. That is our nearest Taco Bell, is the Liberia. Everyone goes to Liberia for Taco Bell. We're gonna hit that, and then we're gonna fly on the 5th up to Houston. We have a flight on Southwest. We're going right into Hobby. So Liberia Liberia to Hobby. It's like the easiest flight path ever. We're really excited about finding this. It's really cheap and it's really fast. There's no layovers, and it's our second closest airport, and it's the airport right next to the Grices. So we're doing that. It's gonna be real nice. We're gonna be up there for like a week and a half. Mostly dealing with bank paperwork and stuff. We're going up for legal reasons, not for fun. We have things we have to deal with, and then we're gonna be able to do some stuff, like I have to get new sandals and things. So I'm gonna deal with that while we're there. And then we're flying back to Liberia somewhere around the 16th, I think, and then one day, and then crossing back into Nicaragua. We will re-enter Nicaragua 1 year to the day since Dominica and I and the kids and the dogs came by private jet from Miami last year. So that's kind of just worked out really neat. Tonight, being Tuesday, is our third salsa dancing lesson class just up the street here in La Barrio. That went really well, but it was really hard tonight. This was not the just learn your steps. This is getting into real moves and turning people around and repositioning. And it gets into the you can easily get frustrated range and really getting a lot of exercise. And they went for 70 minutes tonight and brought in the intermediate class to work with us. So we really worked hard. It was a lot of exercise tonight. You can feel it in your legs, but I really enjoyed it, and it's really good. Like I'm learning stuff. It's gonna be great. Now I remember a lot of it. It's coming back, but it's hard work. The other thing tonight, because I just worked all day, nothing really to report. Tonight, the girls and I started really working in earnest again on Nancy Drew's Secrets of Shadow Ranch, which is not one of our favorites. We want to work through it. We love playing these games together, and sometimes you get a dud, sometimes you get a really good one. This one is pretty on the dud side, but we're not stuck. It's just really long, and the story is pretty boring, and so it doesn't really grip you. That was our day. I'm sorry I had to record this a second time, but glad to keep it short, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Remember to like and subscribe, and please share on social media. The channel is really taking off, and I appreciate all of your support.